4-man mosh pit followed by a tomb. Oh no!
Oh, a huge light bomb coming in on the Genji, and that's a 5-man light bomb. They're gonna follow up, and they're gonna get 1, 2, 3 kills.
And it's gonna be everybody dying. Oh my God! When does this happen? Everybody's dead.
G'day, and welcome to a thing where I put the division wrong. We have a Nexus Gaming Series Division C West cast going on with Clouded Minds facing off against Cats on my keyboard. So once again, this is my division. I am in Greg. I know that we do have to face Clouded Minds still in our final match, so may as well cast this just to give myself some quote free scouting end quote. Quote. Which probably a good idea. So, Clouded Minds, we see they had banned out Dragonshire and Sky Temple, while Cats on my keyboard banned out Braxis Holdout, which honestly probably is the most banned out map. Ektar may say otherwise, but I swear it's probably the most banned out map. Ektar probably has those stats, and I'm going to just keep saying his name, and hopefully he looks at it eventually. And we do see Garden of Terror, something also banned out quite a bit, but it has seen at least a little bit more than Braxis. But, right, and we will see that this has led us to picking Battlefield of Eternity. So, obviously, we're a Diablo fan this series. Hopefully, we're not too much Diablo fans and going to Infernal Shrines, but I guess we'll find that out soon enough. So, without too much more happening, let's swap it on over to the game, and we'll see how both teams do. See you guys on the other side of the little opening. Right, so for the team of Clouded Minds, we have Star Knight on May, Ruffian on Vivala, Trelania, or look, no, Trelena, there's not another extra I there, which I always keep accidentally putting in, on the Sylvanas. Peach is on the Anduin, and Kian is on the Imperius. Meanwhile, on the other side, we do see Koala on the... I thought it was Decade for a brief moment. I looked at him like, Decade? No, Sonya. We also see me clicking on a fort. Whoops. We also see Chelsea is on Lunara, Ghost on the Junkrat, PJ Red on, I'm looking at it blankly, Stitches, and Apple is on the Stukov. Nice. Right, but let's see where we go as we... This isn't an easy matchup for Kian. Kian really needs to hit their spears, otherwise Koala will run away with it. But I believe in Kian, but let's have a look at bottom, as we all know how the offlane goes. Star Knight is holding bush, going to keep an eye on things for him. We do see Q comes out, hits Ghost a little bit, but I imagine we're going to see Q build from Vala. Yep, as we will have that eventually Monster Hunter coming through at level 7, which just increases their race exponentially. Doesn't quite find another Q there, but we do also see that Stitches went Savor the Flavor yet again. It's not something that I've seen too much up until now, but all of a sudden I keep seeing Savor the Flavor as the pick talent at level 1 for Stitches. Usually you see, Patchwork Creation picked up, which is that extra armor. Purple is my E. I mean, yes? I guess technically that Silent Circle is purple, but we do see Ruffian and Trelana thrown in. Trelana using Haunting Wave to get out, and Ruffian rolled. Peach does not quite have another heal for Ruffian, but does have the W. They do pull out Trelana. Auto attack dropping him to barely on 10 health exactly, and that will be Peach working overtime to keep their team alive, at least. We do now see that is going to be Star Knight rooted. And not going to get too much further than that. And this bottom siege camp is picked up by Cats on my keyboard. The early game has always been so strong. It is one of the stronger early games, I think, in the division. And you can see that it does let them get away with quite a few of these plays such as this. Right, Hook coming out, doesn't quite find anything there. I did post this to Div C, right? Yep. We do see that is going down. Right. And I've actually clicked on Sylvanas again. Amazing. This minute, yes. There we go. So, we're getting up to the 2-minute mark. We're going to imagine see a split start to happen for camp soon enough. How are we going on stacks? Still 1 stack on Vala, so maybe not quite scaling as fast as they would like. But that may all change as we get into objective phases and such. May just doing a little bit of scouting with that Q there. We see Lunara throwing up their Wisp to see if they can get vision on the camp. Meanwhile, Kiara now has to deal with a siege camp, which pre-7, I wouldn't say Imperius is known for their clearing capabilities to say the least. With 7, when they get their cleave swipes, they definitely get far better at it, but until then, it is not exactly Imperious's strong suit to say the least. Right. Oh, wait, no, I have a prediction for this. Start. I want to do this again. Start. There, people can bet money, bet bus tickets again. We can see that race is coming out. Immortals are going down pretty quickly. We see 130k on 120k. The other quickly going. Currently, it is going over to the side of Cloud and Mines currently, but it is still pretty close. But I imagine that there will be a bit more of a difference between the two once Vala gets Q quest really rolling. Ruffian getting what damage they can of the Immortal. Does dodge the hook. That move speed just enough to throw off PJ Red. We see Q hitting Ghost. We see they're not going to just go QEQ. They're wanting to play it a bit safe and make sure they're not going to get too many, not leave themselves without an escape. Because Stitches, you will almost always need escape in at some point. We see Q hitting Immortal. There's another roll. There's a Q. We see actually Lunara is the first one to go down as May managed to get the finisher there. Which Lunara was poking about the whole time. This makes it much more difficult. We see Ruffian is just kind of just trying to zone out. Well, is being zoned out by Ghost a little bit. Nice triple stun by May. Kian considering going back in. Apple putting a silence right under them. Kian holding on. We do see that is actually Imperius taking down the Sonya. Apple now rocking a hard place. Will be next go down. Kian takes him out. PJ Red being chased. Zarnite getting a nice E onto him, slowing him down. And that's yet another kill. And that is Anduin actually finding a finish here. Peach getting a little bit of bloodlust themselves and taking out the Stitches at the end. But we do now have a pretty healthy, not the healthiest Immortal, but still a pretty healthy Immortal pushing up into the side of Cats on my keyboard. So Cloud and Mines do have a little bit of advantage, so they will be pressing up now. And we do see that Monster Hunter was indeed picked up. And guys, if you just bet for the same thing, you're not going, well, never mind, I guess you're not getting points. And we do see now Silence is going to go under Star Knight and Trelena, and PJ Red is going to get hit with a snowball in the face. Not quite what you want. We do see that's one tower going down. The second one will be soon to follow. And keep in mind, PJ Red has actually gone that Gambit talent second helping, so we get an extra charge on it. So more likely to be completed than the one last time, but still not out of realms of possibility. Trelena taking decent damage. Ruffian gets hooked in, but is actually getting more of these Q stacks as we're going along. Starting to pick up the pace now. Almost triple from when she last had QEQ. We're at 8. She's starting to hit those shots very consistently. Star Knight getting a little bit peppered down by Chelsea. But you may not want to be too aggressive as Lunara, as you are pretty flimsy. You have movement speed, but yeah, sure, you're flimsy because of it. Can see now Camp is... We may just get a little bit of a fight happening here. Star Knight is actually probably a bit better at point control than things such as Stitches are. Well, and saying that, Ghost is also a very good one. But no, they do give over the Camp, and that will be... Well, Camp in favor of Cats on my keyboard. Is my... Sorry, camera work is being a little bit slack today. Hook going out. Unfortunately, PJ Red does not quite have that fishing hook yet, so will fall a bit short trying to get the enemy team. Meanwhile, Imperius is looking to evade on Sonya, but nope, doesn't do so. So they will just hold off, play safe. Kian looking to maybe get the globes. Doesn't actually have that armor talent, so maybe a bit more aggressive than I thought they would be. We do have everyone just stuck on Ghost, not able to get through that bush. Kian playing safe, calling for help. Objectives, I imagine, will be at Coulton. Okay, I'm not reporting the cameraman. The cameraman's got a sore arm. Give him a break. Wait, no, don't break his arm either. Don't break his arm as well. It was dislocated. That was bad enough. But we do see Koala does go in with Spear. Trelena taking a decent amount of damage. Chelsea getting as aggressive as they can. We do see it is choking Poland, so we'll do a decent amount. We do see Peach pulling Trelena. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite near series. Trelena already did manage to escape with that Haunting Wave, but I guess the pull was queued, so it's a bit hard to tell. We do see a nice hook by PJ Red. Kian went straight into the Junkrat trap. That's a combo I like to run, and that is a very dead Imperius. Meanwhile, Apple is taking a decent amount of damage as well in the process, but Heroics will be found first for Cloud of Mines. And we do see Light Bomb Anduin. We see Imperius going Angelic Armaments, getting that extra health behind them, or survivability behind them. We do have Strafe Vala, Wailing Arrow Sylvanas, and Ice Wall on the May. I believe I already said the Light Bomb Anduin. The other side, we do have Leap Sonya, Riptide, Junkrat, Gorge, Stitches. We also have Race going to Cats on my keyboard currently. We do also have Flailing Swipe Stukov and Leaping Strikes Lunara. Nice. So Cloud of Minds and Cats on my keyboard is going to be continuing their race. I imagine we're going to get a fight here actually, so I'm going to zoom all the way out and zoom back in immediately. And no, we're getting very defensive positions taken by both teams. Nope, now we're getting the side of Cloud of Minds pushing in as Lunara just goes to race in the process. Q found, EQ found. That's a lot of damage coming out. PJ Reed already relatively low. Nice! Quad stun by Koala. Excellent leap. Starlight gets Light Bomb put directly on top of him. We see that as Kian pulled in. Does need to drop Angelic Armaments. That is actually a pretty low. I was going to say, that's a very low Stitches, and Stitches goes down at the end. All the while, Lunara's been racing top. So now we really need to get a work on it if the side of Cloud of Minds want to get through this before Lunara can. Lunara is going to get thrown out by Starlight, but keep in mind that is now the tank missing for the side of Cloud of Minds. Cats on my keyboard are trying to get back in this race. We see Chelsea has stepped back up to it. Leaping Strikes once. But no, the race will barely go over to Cloud of Minds as it is the 96 health left on it. And they will actually find the Sonya after that. Right. That will be the Immortal now coming bottom. The Ilarian was saved this time, and it is going to be flying on down. Hook coming up from PJ Reed, not quite able to find anyone. And that would have been a Gorge following up on that as well. So that whoever was hooked there was probably going to die. So very fortunate no one was found there. What's Stitch set in 10 stacks? 6. Not looking good for the believers. But we do now see that Immortal is pushing into keep. Black arrows being used is going to help a lot. We see Star Knight gets hooked. No Gorge here, however, as it's not really too much point. See Trelena does get blown up directly on top of her face. Nice little bit of tic-tac-toe by Chelsea. However, tic-tac go home. And that will be a very dead Lunara. Apple taking a decent amount of damage. And that will be them going down. Ruffian just starting to do that little Beyblade dance. Hook coming out. Goes between Ruffian and Trelena. So PJ Red not able to get that Gorge kill onto anyone there. That's one tower down. However, that is Immortal down now. Haunting Wave comes out. Hook a bit short. PJ Red still without that fishing. If Fishing Hook was there, that may have actually been a hook onto the May and potentially a kill. But no, because they don't quite have it yet, they didn't have that luxury of fish hooking and gorging someone into their own gates. Right, we do see now Koala and Kian both have vision on each other. The others do not. Oh, goes for Spear. Doesn't quite find Koala. We obviously Chelsea and Ghost are clearing bottom, but that means if it is going to be an invade, there's not going to be the damage there in time, likely. But we'll never know. It could be suddenly Lunara gains a global ability and ends up there. Alright, that is taken. We do see the side of Cats on my keyboard starting to push into Cloud of Minds' fort, which Cloud of Minds are a little bit off. They will be able to get there before too much happens. And we do see that as a hook Gorge going out onto PJ Reed. PJ Reed being slowed down, pushed back into the combo by May. Star Knight excellent slide. Trelena, however, stuck in a root, stuck in a slow, stuck in a silence, and a dead Trelena. Right, we do see that as a stun circle coming out. Nice backup by Star Knight, being able to live a little bit longer. We do see that as minions going down. Right. And Immortals are up in 10 seconds. Looks like that the side of Cloud of Minds are going to be doing their camp while Cats on my keyboard considering invading. We can see that is Ghost stepping up. Puts Junkrat Mine on it. Will at least be a little bit annoying, but will not be able to step in. Puts a trap on after it as well. But nope, everyone is out before that trap can start chasing them down. Right, and race has started. Keep in mind, both teams are pretty good race, but that Vala is actually getting through it quite well now. Invo, we do have the natural pollen, natural toxin, nature's culling on the Lunara. They won't quite find a kill. They won't quite be able to get the advantage there. Ruffian gets pulled out after hearing that Q go off. We do see Gorge coming out onto Imperius. Meanwhile, that's a nice silence from Trelena. That Stukov actually stuck in a wall. We see it coming out on Star Knight. Leap coming out from Sonya, meaning that, well, Sonya goes down. They did try to stop the healer from dying. Healer did actually get Light Bomb off of them with flailing swipes. However, did go down at the end. Just a little bit too much damage around them. And they were just stuck between a rock and a hard place at that point. And that is now the third immortal of the game, I believe. Going over to the side of Cloud and Mines. Cats on my keyboard seem to be struggling at this point. But I know Cats on my keyboard, they can pull something out of that hat, so to speak. But will they be able to do it here? That is a very good question. I should not lean on his shoulder. His shoulder was not having a good time doing so. Okay, phone. Shh. Do not do this to me. But we do see Immortal coming through top. As we... God damn it. As we do have the side of Cloud and Mines really controlling the tempo of this game. We do see Immortal is going to start doing its good auto attacks. PJ Reed going for a cheeky little hook off to the side, but wasn't able to find anyone, which unfortunately I would have liked to see a little bit of a panic in the eyes of Cloud and Mines there. But no, nothing there. We do see Immortal is going to quickly go down. And we do see both Slush Ball and Black Arrows are here. We do see Shalena is picked up. There's the panic of the eyes. Keep in mind that this will not burn down the timer of Gorge currently. We will just see Silence come up. Shalena has been a bit targeted these days by that Stitches. 9 health, and that will be them going down. However, they found the keep in the process. That, while not ideal to say the least, that's a pretty good trade. You now have constant counter pressure coming top, and you both have and you both, well, sure you got to kill if you're Cats on a keyboard, but the definite for keep going down there is a bit more permanent than a dead Sylvanas, unfortunately for them. Meanwhile, we can see the side of Cloud and Mines are doing bot camp. Probably going to go up to defend top, because they're probably thinking, let's do top camp, and then we'll see camp is about to go over now to the side of Cats on my keyboard. Go, okay, we just make sure they can't get too much value there then. Right, who is messaging me right now? Right, we do see Ghost is going to get a little bit comboed. We see they're in trouble. Gets hit with Spear. No, that's Hook going straight through. Didn't find anyone, unfortunately. It was a aggressive Spear. It wasn't even a saving Spear. And that will be the Junkrat going down. Bad timing. Could be worse timing. At least you're not in the objective phase. But it looks like now that the side of Cloud and Mind wants to get aggressive. Keep in mind, though, PJ Reed does have Gorge up. In all honesty, Kian is one of the better ones to get Gorge. Nice Wailing Arrow. A little bit of anti-synergy there as we do see Stitches getting... Well, Kian actually being able to spear up. It's probably one of the better ones to get speared up. Peach pulls Kian to a different spot by the gates. But that will be everyone living by... Well, Cloud and Mines gets everyone to live a little bit longer. Junkrat is only just coming back up now. Just before objectives, fortunately. So you do have everyone up there. And Imperius also is able to survive. And we do see a nice reset by Cloud and Mines there to keep their energy back up. Cats on my keyboard, however, not to be save it out of this years. If Stitches can get 1 or 2 good hooks, they can actually snowball the fights in their favor. It's just very much up to PJ Red now to get those hooks, which they've done it before. They can do it some more. And I believe in them. We can see where Junkrat Trap is. PJ Red very much wanting to play around it. Does hook Anduin directly into it. However, that is root directly under him. Peach is pushed into the team with Oh god, Concussion Mine. Push Light Bomb directly on top of the team's head. And that is an inadvertent combo that may not be quite what was intended by the Junkrat, but hell, it's what happened. And that one misplay led to a 5-man, at least 4-man kill, but looks likely a 5-man kill after that. And that is unfortunate to say the least. I want to clip that, because that was insane to say the least. And it looks like just off that one mistake, it is the side of Cloud and Mines choosing the end here. They're going straight to core. And I just like, man, that was a bit insane to say the least. Who are they missing? Oh, Imperius died in the same process. Okay. But we can see this 4 is going quick. The core is going quickly down. Junkrat and Stitches may actually be up before this fall. So I don't know if Cloud and Mines do full commit to this. They are, though, currently as Starlight's going, you know what, guys, I'm just going to hold a line between you guys and Stitches. The Stitches won't be able to get you. But it looks like it will be the game and the series, oh, not the series, but at least the first map of the series going over the side of Cloud and Mines. GG's called by both sides. I'm jumping the gun on saying series here, wow. But I guess that one Concussion Mine Light Bomb combo really threw me off here. As that was a fortuitously timed light bomb for Cloud & Mines, but let me throw it on over to my game summary screen and we'll have a look at it, shall we? But right, as you can see here, relatively standard builds across the board. Burst build Lunara, though they do have to sacrifice for Q at 4, just because that Nature's Culling is vital on this map. And interesting to see Invigorating Spores at % damage, but I guess it makes sense into things such as May and Imperious. Other than that, everything is kind of standard. Second helping, maybe not. Neither. Savor Flavor also, keep that in mind. Whoever better that with... Oh no, you guys did win the bet again. Yeah, choose outcome, less than 25. Nice. But there you go. I really need to change it like less than 20. Or less than 15 even sometimes. But we can see that both people got their points back, which I don't know who actually bet. Oh, it's just Corrosive. Nice. But no, we did have that happen. And now we are going to be going on to the next map soon enough. Just to look at stats briefly. A lot of siege done by Junkrat. A lot of... and most hero damage of the game as well. Meanwhile, the siege and hero damage is spread across May and Sylvanas for the other one. But that's because Vala did a lot of their time racing. A lot of their Qs put into that. And Soak, Imperious actually did beat out Sonya in the end. But they did have a little bit more free time to do so. As Sonya did go to do a little bit more ganking. But didn't quite work out in their favor. But right. Let me throw it over map view screen and we'll see what next. I am not going to try to speak like an American. That is just a horrible idea to say the least. No one wants to hear that. No one deserves to hear that either. Because that honestly would be horrid, but welcome fiction. I hope you're doing well today. Sorry, absolute fiction. I am not giving you an American accent. No, it's Infernal Shrines. I'm definitely not giving an American accent now because this... Infernal Shrines, my arch nemesis, once again. I don't have to listen to that, but I am going to open up Infernal Shrines now. We are going to get into the next map in just a few moments. Are you ever what? Are you ever what, absolute fiction? Oh, doing well? Yeah, sometimes you are, actually, yeah. But no, we do see the next map. Let's just swap it on over and see where we go here. So, I'm clicking on the wrong thing, of course, but... let's swap on over. And I think to those sharp ears, we can hear it. But to start with the side of Cats on my keyboard this time, we see Apple on Anduin. I'm absolutely not doing that. Chelsea is on Vala. Ghost on the Zebo. Oh, I like it. Koala is on Sonya this time, and PJ Red on Diablo. On the other hand side, we do have Kian back on Imperious, Peach on Stukov, Ruffian, Junkrat, Trelena on the Dragon, Deathwing, and Star Knight back on May. Shrines? No. Star Knight does get flipped back in. He has a little bit of trouble. Infernal Shrewians? You have typed that's Shrewians? INS, that's probably not quite effective way of putting it. But we do see that it is the Nazebo going down at first. A little bit, going to slow down those stacks a little bit, but not the end of the world for them. Meanwhile, we do see Kian making their way up top, walking fast, going to get that soak, and they're homebound. Meanwhile, we do see Chelsea and Koala instantly there as well. Probably. To be fair, I am just friends with a couple of people on this team, so I am just friends with a couple of people on this team, so I am just scouting them as a friend. I'm just playing, not scouting them as a friend. I'm more casting them as a friend. But definitely, it does help that we still have them coming up in the next few weeks. And makes it a little bit easier for you guys to see what they're playing, what they're running around, as Star Knight has now run Visar May 2 maps in a row. And Peach is just a good round general healer. I know, I said scouting as a friend. That's an amazing sentence from me. Absolutely unintentional, but kind of funny. Nonetheless. I can see both camps are being picked up now. They're a little bit behind that general try to get out of the minute mark, but minute 20, minute 30 ain't still ain't too bad for them either. Chelsea is coming down, coming to help the team get the camp. And I do not have alert command, but that is probably one of the better ones to get. Glad you're on my team. You know what? You're right. I haven't played in a... well, maybe not, because I haven't played a single game. That doesn't help you at all. But we do have bottom camp being taken by Cloud & Mine, so they are getting it Yeah, no, I haven't quite organized that. I need to really figure all that stuff out, but I will at least make a note about that on my piece of paper that I write notes down on that I kind of think of mid-cast. Like. Lurk. Exclamation mark lurk, sorry. Right. Back to it. Factitious disorder. You're my fictitious disorder. No, but we are going back to the game now that I've written down that one note. We do see that it will be Shrine coming up. It is Arcane Shrine, so it's going to be a good one to start it off. Arcane Shrine, not the best, not the worst. If you could have a co-caster, who would you choose? I miss Dax. I wouldn't mind Dax. Venus would also be a fun one. Actually, Peach. I am going to have to message Peach at some point. Where is she? Where's Vastukov? I'm going to have to message Peach at some point saying, hey, when are you good, free to cast? Fiction. I also didn't pick the person who asked the question, to be fair. And asking people who have actually done some casting before, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to join me, Fiction, but you would just have to sign up for it first. I'm also going through people who have signed up for casting in NGS, because I know it does actually need to be someone who is at least a caster hopeful in there. Which, unless you're wanting to do that, I imagine you're not going to want to. But we do see objective has been started. The side of Clouded Minds do have the advantage so far, but now that the side of Cats on my keyboard are stepping up, they're able to muscle them out. Of course you're going back to Genshin. Have fun lurking, though. And actually, there is a lot of zoning potential. It's a bit easier for Cats on my keyboard to actually clear out this objective now I'm looking at it. The main tool we're looking at, Nice Pull by Apple, on the side of Clouded Minds is really Junkrat and Fire Breath from Trelena. Meanwhile, Koala does well at clearing it, Ghost does well at clearing it, as well as Chelsea's W does as well, especially if they are going that W build, which you can see they are Fire at will. Junkrat Trap does move PJ Red over, and actually that is May going down first, and we're finding the kill there. PJ Red getting relatively low, Chelsea also taking this amount of damage. Trelena forced to back out by those spiders. And actually Nazebo is one of those ones that are better into them as well, and I actually don't know who Trixel. I know the name Trixel, but I don't know too much. That is actually Junkrat going down to Vala as well, as they are almost completed fire. Have almost completed fire at will, and objective now is in their favor, which it wasn't for the longest time. What about Bahamut? Bahamut would be fun. Grubby would be fun, but no, I'm far too small for anything like that. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't really around when Trixler was doing his cast as well. And I wasn't really playing when HEC was a thing either, so no. I came in definitely after HEC's time, and that's probably why I also wasn't the biggest nerd at the time. Nerd, very loose term. I also wasn't the biggest person into like online culture as well at the time. I wasn't into esports. I wasn't really on computers much throughout those years. It was only 20. Like, I think it says I started playing it in the game in 2016, but I really didn't get into it like tail end of 2019, early 2020 at the latest. We can see Kian is actually in danger. Ghost getting a decent amount of damage onto them with those spiders, and Kian did have to actually back out before anything got too bad. And actually, they did nearly go down, but I think that spear over the wall is what saved them. Meanwhile, we can see how Clouded Minds may have had to run a map last time. But we now see that the map is definitely more in favor of Cats on my keyboard. This time they're doing much better this map than last. So while both of them turn out to be Diablo fans, it seems that Cats on my keyboard are a bit more to running greater rifts maybe than the side of Clouded Minds are. Cats on my keyboard just doing that a little bit better. Lightning, Fire Breath going directly on Chelsea. Oh, PJ Red, no, they didn't go Lightning Breath, no! I want to just see the two Kaijus going at it. Just one Lightning Breath, one Fire Breath, just going at each other and just seeing who would win that. But no one gives me this. I think my own tech will be able to want to give this first. We see Blind coming out onto them. We see May is hit by Apocalypse. Not quite stuck in the zombie wall. Riptide, however, held back for zombie wall. Gets a nice triple hit with that Riptide. That is actually the... I can't remember her name all of a sudden, but that is the Vala going down, and that is not Imperious. That is definitely not going down too long after that. And we can see Leap of Faith is currently down on Anduin. 26 seconds up on that. Koala joining in. Yeah, just taking some camps. Taking your time to steal some camps. Gonna take all your camps. Right. We do see PJ Reed scouts the bush. They are gonna step up. Oh, also alert sounds. That's something I need to note down. I've really got to like think of things more before I go on. And I should really get this all organized because I know I also need to do emotes at some points and not just the generic ones they give me. Like for one that are fiction. Very similar to the one that fiction put in before. Can't remember what my emotes are. Yeah, exact same for episode. I do know that they are. I think they're casting Heroes International coming up because I know that is coming up soon, and I think they're casting together. There is also Thad, I believe, is casting, which is a weird one to me because I know he is more a player than a caster, so it should be interesting. If there's someone else who I can't remember, either way, there is people. There is who there is. Oh my god, I'm not saying that. Anyway, we see that Ruffian is going down slowly. Chelsea does give us hits on it. There was the attempt at a follow-up by PJ Red. Nice pull by Apple, however, at their own problem. Light Bomb is actually going off right as that is. So that's the frame Light Bomb went off. You can see that it was still showing the Light Bomb out. We can see Ravenous Spirit finding one, finding two. That is Soul's reset on Diablo, however, but 2 kills by this Ghost, however, just balances it out with 2 for 1. In favor of Cats on my keyboard. Ghost is actually doing very well in this Naz. Trelena stuck in the zombie wall, taking a decent amount of damage as well. Now Koala is going to be starting this objective. Chelsea and Apple helping out as well. Not going to be able to do it too quickly, but I'm going to at least start it. Now we can see Star Knight is on a little bit of damage control, stopping the top bruiser camp, and Ghost is also continuing with stacks. How many stacks of Voodoo Ritual are they at? 116. Val's completed their level 1 quest. We see Diablo's rebuilding Soulstone, and Junkrat is currently building up those Taste for Explosion stacks, which will eventually mean their cube becomes a much more potent, but not quite yet. Right, Trelena jumped on by the Immortal, I guess Punisher, I mean. That's probably why they're one of the better heroes to go into it. They can't just walk away while it aggressively chases them, and it looks a bit weird when it chases them down, just because it's used to stunning people after that jump and not having to run. Speaking of stun after jump, we see Peach takes a lot of damage from it, as it is absolutely just laser focused on the healer, but will not take that healer down. Meanwhile, we see the Immortal is going down slowly but surely, but however, will take out the fort before it goes down. Jumps on Trelena for one good last measure, but that will be all she wrote for that Immortal phase. And meanwhile, we did see Sonya was actually pushing top and found top fort as well. So double fort found for Clouded Minds. Right, where to next? We do see the teams are running bottom. Ghost is starting it. Chelsea and Apple are also there to help out. Slowly burning that down. So bottom camp taken by Cats on my keyboard. Clouded Minds taking their own one. And I've actually clicked on Diablo, so now I'm going to have to go up to Imperious next, because of course it's the only one that I happen to click on. It'll be interesting. My healer pool is very different to yours, at least, Corrosive, and I think surely we've got to leave some surprises for the playoffs. A whole player who hasn't played, that's a hell of a thing to look into. Because you go, what does he play? He's only played off-lane. Surely he plays off-lane, and then suddenly he's saying he's playing healer coming up, especially if he's saying it now in a game where potentially we're playing them, and I may be playing in a few weeks, but I do like throwing people off. It's personal favorite pastime of mine. Chelsea does get Light Bomb pushed on top of him, but doesn't get quite on it. Because if you look at my played heroes, you won't see what the hell I'm going to planning. For all you know, I could be a Bellstard one trick coming up. But we do see damages coming up. Chelsea getting relatively stacked still. 16's through for the side of Cats on my keyboard. They are running after Trelena and friends. PJ Reed getting very aggressive on it. Trelena having to use flight to get out, and they will hold on. Right, and it looks like they're just wanting this bottom fort now. Star Knight is forcing out PJ Red. We do see Ice Block coming out, but no. Thank you to that Anduin pull. Apple saves the Diablo. Diablo going to be holding up. I tell them what I want to do. I am very, I play in general what probably the team needs, but I also like playing what I want. We see a nice stun combo coming out to Ruffian. Ruffian stuck in the zombie wall of BVM going down. Peach does use her slaying sights, however, a little bit too little too late. And both Diablo and... Oh, that's a nice spear combo, but however, only one pull. PJ Reed is saved. Leap going out onto Star Knight, and then spear onto Kian, meaning PJ Reed gets to live a little bit longer. However, Apple was the one in danger now. Unfortunately, Anduin cannot pull themselves to anyone else, and there'll be Anduin going down. And that's an excellent timing for those kills by Clouded Minds. Like, yeah, sure, they lost Junkrat, but objectives up in 20 seconds, well, 15 seconds by the time I finish the sentence, and Junkrat's up in 5. So, if math serves me well, that's going to be all 5 members up for Clouded Minds for the objective. Wildcats on my keyboard are going to have to wait a little bit for Anduin to come in, as they are going to be a good 20 seconds off by the time the objective gets called or started even. And it is a Frozen Punisher this time, which can do a lot of damage. If I was Clouded Minds, I may have actually been on here immediately, because I feel like you have the advantage. You may as well hold forward and run it down. PJ ready to go in, same as Koala. Good. Okay, we do see also Diablo has gone full charge build. I've only just realized now. It's one of the lesser picked builds. I do like it with Malevolence. It can do a lot of burst damage very quickly. Star Knight is stepping on up. We can see that there's only the Sonya found of it. She doesn't quite have the escape. She can leap immediately. But there's Apple with pull. We do see double pull was picked up by Anduin. Glyph of... Yeah, Glyph of Faith it's called. And we do see Remnant Spirit taking out a decent amount of the little zombie... The skeletons on there. But no players. Nice zombie wall by Ghost. However, Ruffian not going to quite go down, nor Trelena. Ruffian, however, does get their passive triggered. That level 7 pickup. And that's not usually a good sign. It means they did take a little bit of damage. Ghost, however, wasn't quite close enough. Zombie wall around Trelena. Trelena is in danger. We do see actually May is the first one to go down. However, the healer Apple goes in backline. We see Junkrat's taken down by the Nazebo. However, Trelena has found 2 of themselves now. Peach being ran down by a ghost, which no one likes a spooky ghost running at them. As we do see now, PJ Reed is in trouble. Trelena trying to get lightning breath, fire breath onto him. Chelsea, however, going to clean up that kill on Trelena. Trelena overextended, and that's a Frozen Punisher going over to the side of Cats on my keyboard. Not quite where you want to... Oh, PJ Reed and Chelsea barely missing out on those globes. It's not quite where you want to go if you are Clouded Minds, but Cats on my keyboard are like, yes, excellent. We have the advantage. Press forward, which I guess is a more imperious type of thing going. Press forward. That bloody Angel of Valor screwing things over for the unit, for the Diablo universe a bit too much. Right, and now we see that is the Frozen Punisher as well as a few members of Cats on my keyboard pushing into this keep now. Top was being defended instead of bottom because, well, you didn't quite have everyone up yet. They are all up now, and yep, we can see that Cats on my keyboard are starting to bail while it is Clouded Minds going in to defend. Ruffian does give it trait value onto the objective and will be trying their best to burn it down. And we can see Trelena is going to burn the wave. And that is Camp going down. I'm actually checking something here. We see Koala is coming down. I'm going to start doing Camp. I just remembered I got something later. I'm just going to double check times on that as well. So it's either I'm just double checking when I need to leave. But because depending on which, I may do another series after this. Right, but we see decent camp pressure mid. We see Ghost pushing top away from the rest of the team. Kian keeping an eye on them. If I was Clouded Minds, we may want to see a gank onto Ghost, but it looks like at this point a little bit too late as the team of Cats on my keyboard are here to bolster Ghost's push. We do see now Blizzard being used by Star Knight. It means we don't have May wall combo up. You can't just Ice Wall Blizzard. Speaking of which, there's the Ice Wall, no Blizzard. We see Spear coming on to Naz. Naz pulled out of danger. Now Kian is stuck in. PJ Red moving around very quickly at this point, but I believe it is because we see Inner Fire picked up by Anduin. Yep. We see decent amount of damage by Ghost. Ghost, however, did have it cancelled. Kian in danger, does get into a wall, and that will be PJ Red taking him out. Fear on Koala. Koala actually being pushed to safety. Meanwhile, we can see that now the Bruiser is down. Well, one of the Bruisers is down for Clouded Minds. They're playing a lot safer, and PJ Red and co are wanting to push in. 4 PM, cool. I've got a while then. And we can see now that they're poking down Star Knight and the rest of the team. Right, all the while, there is a camp pushing bottom. So, Eventually, Clouded Minds do have to go deal with that. They see they're doing it now because this fort isn't basically as good as down as soon as someone decides it is. We see not Junkrat. We see Junkrat doing a little bit of a Q back, but Ghost is going to end up getting that fort down, I believe. Yes. Right. And this is a very strong showing from Cats on my keyboard. This is very different to their map 1 where it was a struggle almost. We do, however, get 20s now through for both teams now. So we have Hellgate, Diablo. We have Bile Infection being completed by Nazebo, so that's a lot of extra damage. Also, we have Nor Pain, Sonya, Inify, Anduin, and Death Siphon on the Vala. On the other side, we have Slush Ball, or the big one on Vala. Well, not Vala, on Mei, because I was like, Vala in trouble. Vala has to spin out, but Mei doesn't quite have the support there for them. We also have Control Chaos. We have actually Deathwing going down to Nazebo Spiders, which it does happen, I'm sorry to say. We also have a lot of fight coming out now. It looks like Diablo is looking for a combo. Doesn't quite pull it off in time. That is a nice leap by Sonya and a lot of damage going out to Kian. Kian now in danger. Does have a Ravenous Spirit directly dropped on top of him. And we have it reset, entire reset with extra oomph back immediately. And more importantly, it cancelled Ghost's Ravenous Spirit. Riptide going after Apple and Chelsea. Chelsea being healed up. No! Apple had to cancel that heal. And that will be them going down. Peach gets cancelled out of her swipe. Does take a little bit of damage for it, but will not go down. Speaking about not going down, Core holds on. However, that is now Shrine active, and it's a 3v4. So Clouded Minds may have to pull off some sort of miracle here if they want to win. But they can't even leave Core just because of what pressure is already there. We see Nazebo and Apple are there taking their siege camp, which is going to add that extra pressure on. But no, it looks like a Brave, Star Knight, Ruffian, and Peach are going to have to weather the storm and go for the Punisher itself. Koala spears in, does get hit by Ice Wall. I don't know if that's quite right timing. Yep, it is well enough. Trelena lands. It is now 4v4. We see decent amount of damage going to Ruffian. Ruffian below half health at this point and slowly getting poisoned down. Peach has been found. Ghost hitting her with his spiders. Oh, I don't know. That's still a lot of damage. Ghost looking to get aggressive. Ruffian gets themselves out. And we don't see Ravenous Spirit up, but we do see a dead Peach. Ruffian now is going to get hit with a decent amount of damage, getting those spiders, oh, actually getting that passive pop. Spiders directly on Star Knight. Star Knight having to ice block briefly and then run away. There's Ravenous Spirit. Trelena is going to go stop them. We do, however, see that is Mei going down before Ravenous Spirit cast ends. It looks like we make an end call now from the side of Cats on my keyboard. Right. We have a team pushing in. We see Fire Stomp going on to Fort. That is Riptide being used by Junkrat once again. I wonder how much value extra oomph gets this time. We only find one, so it's a 50-second cooldown almost. 45-second cooldown. Nice push by PJ Red, stopping Kian from doing too much. You see Leap coming out. Doesn't quite find its mark, but that is still going to be a very dead Core and Imperius. And that is the second game of the series. Going on to Cats on my keyboard. GG's called by PJ Red and Koala and the rest of the squad. Alright. So that is that game done. Let me swap it over to my game summary screen. In terms of stats, we can see that Nazebo had most siege and most hero damage across the board. Did beat out both, well, Ruffian in both stats. And then Ruffian, well, actually, Ghost wasn't too far behind, or Chelsea wasn't too far behind Ghost either. On the other side, we do also have most soak going over to Naz, and Imperius getting most soak for the side of Cats on my keyboard. Meanwhile, Peach and Cloud and Anduin of Apple being both pretty close in healing, but it was about 5k in favor of Clouded Minds. So look at talents, anything that stands out in particular. Charge build Diablo, you do not see it often, to say the least. But that is kind of the main thing that kind of sticks out to me is that charge build. As well as we got Ruffians going Taser Explosions, as you can't really... Well, yeah, I wonder why not Trap build. And I'm wondering why this Cuba. But I guess that would be a question for another time. So let me throw it onto map view screen. Thank God that one's now out of the way. So let me switch it on over and mark it down as Cats on my keyboard winning that map. So what do we think is last? Maybe Ultrac? People have been liking Ultrac today with the games I've been picking. It is not Ultrac. Okay. We have instead Volskaya Industry. Or is it Foundry? I think it's Foundry. Yeah, it's Foundry. There we go. And let me just open that up. And we have the third map of the series. We have, again, some pretty good compositions for both teams. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So I'll jump us on over in just a few moments. It's not Tomb. Sorry to say. Let's throw it on in. Oh, too late. Thank you, automatic alt tab. Right, so for the side of Cloud & Mines, we have Star Knight on the Varian. We have Koala saying good luck and fun. Trelena is on the Tychus. Kian on the Imperius once again. Peach dancing on the Anduin. And not going to be running with Scissors, not throwing W through the gate. And Ruffian is on Junkrat. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have PJ Reed on Joanna. Chelsea on Vala. Koala is on the Sonya. Apple doing the doggy dance on the Rhaegar. And Ghost is on... Ooh. On Li Ming. That may actually be very painful into this comp, but I guess we'll see how it goes. Because this is one of the better Li Ming maps, especially if you're going Globe. I know why I'm pushing that one. I should really push this one. As you see, Lion's Maw picked up by Varian. And Fire at Will picked up by Vala as the quest picked up at 1. There's not any other stacking and hoping with 1. So we see Grenade Build Tychus, which I do personally like. I also like to see bigger they fall with them. Percent damage Imperius, which may not do as much. But we do see PJ Reed is getting slowly pushed. Actually, no, Chelsea is getting a little bit of damage peppered into them by Trelena, but will not go down just yet. And that we do see blinds are picked up by Joanna. That may actually make things very difficult for the side of Cats on my keyboard. Because Tychus is very much a auto attack hero. Like, despite, yeah, he's going grenade build, but he still needs his trait, which is applied via auto attacks. So if he can't get that done, it'll be a very difficult one for them. Nice Q by Varian. Already at 8 stacks of the Lion's Maw. Getting that stacked relatively quickly, even for a Varian. It looks like they're starting that that middle camp already. Not something you expect to see this early on. It's interesting in terms of aggression. But I guess I do have Junkrat Mine to remove PJ Reed as needed. If PJ Reed did throw down the, what's the word I'm looking for? Iron Skin, that would have been a very different play, maybe. But we do now see that turret camp is picked up by Cats on my keyboard while Cloud & Mines are still needing theirs. Well, I'll also do the Joe quest if I see that picked up. Level 4s are through now for both teams. No, not Subdue for once. We do, in fact, see Hold Your Ground from Joanna. Very interesting one picked up. Not often you see that as a one to come in. We see Taunt Variant coming out. In the Rhythm is probably the thing to pick from Tychus. Nice taunt onto Ghost. Ghost having to blink up. We do see Variant in danger. Does get pulled out. They did manage to pick up the turret. Ruffian got it for the team. And that is them to safety. Right. Offlane. Let's have a look how this one's going. This offlane's very much Kian needs to hit spear, Koala needs to dodge it. It's as simple as that. Koala does better in the general fight if they do miss, but Kian is probably one of the builds that can do a little bit better into the general brawl, as that level 1 makes things much easier for them.
Prepare to begin field testing.
I'm just checking something real quick. As I do hear Joanna using that Q. We do see Rhaegar is up there to help them clear. May have just been better to put the lightning shield on PJ Reed. You still give a mana back for it, and you aren't necessarily trying to get stacks off of the shield itself. But we do see Li Ming is doing the best clear bottom. Meanwhile, Anduin and, well, the side of Cats on my keyboard did pick up the objective more at the same time. So good work both CM. Good work for Cloud & Mines as Cats on my keyboard picking that up then. Stark going in, does get with a decent amount of damage. We do see Taunt coming out. Have a little bit of anti-synergy there as Junkrat pushes them away. Psych considering going back in. We see Minigun is active by Trelena. Not getting any stacks yet, but they haven't quite activated it fully. They haven't started auto-attacking anyone. Nice W by Chelsea, finding decent damage onto Peach. Peach also relatively low for this fight, as well as Star Knight. Not quite the situation you want to be in. No Taunt yet. We do see the heal cap is dropped. Ruffian and Star Knight relatively low. Taunt coming out onto Apple. But no, Trelena was blinded a lot of that time. So that is Varian going down first with minimal loss from the side of Cats on my keyboard. Ruffian, Trelena, and Kian all very low. That Li Ming just constantly peppering orbs in, doing a lot. And we do actually have the Calamity build picked up by the Li Ming on Cats on my keyboard. And now we have a pretty good hold in terms of Cats on My Keyboard. They have that advantage on the objective. They have it ticking slowly. And they do have 7s through a little bit earlier, but we do now see that Cloud and Mines are picking up their 7s as well. And interesting, we see Relentless Soldier. I do like it, especially into more heavy stun comps. And that physical armor can do, 30 armor in general can just do so much. Second turret camp picked up by Cats on My Keyboard. This is why typically you want to try and do your turret camp as early as possible, as the extra turret coming in the later fight when we get around full loop can actually do a lot to help you out. We can see Steel Trap did chase down Joanna. Joanna being taunted does pop that iron skin, getting out Koala, finds Star Knight with spear, and Star Knight is actually going to go down. A little bit too much damage for him to deal with. Trelena then goes down this orb finding him. Then we see Imperius, and we can see that is a snowball of a fight in favor of Cats on My Keyboard. Wait, is Cats on My Keyboard above or below Cloud and Mine? Sorry, I just realized that. This is my division. I should know. C West, where are you? Okay, this is like third, fourth, fifth area. Like, this is like it's more of the higher teams in the division. Alright, we see Chelsea is getting all attacks off. We do see them starting to tear this open. We do see now it is Protector for the side of Cats on My Keyboard, and they will be pushing into the fort of Cloud and Mines. Minigun stacks just slowly going up. We see Ghost gets out of a car, and we see that Joe gets out of a car as well. Ghost gets back in immediately. Koala getting Koala using Leap there, going to get aggressive onto the backline. However, not enough follow-up in terms of damage here. We see Joanna and leaving back in the Protector after both getting out of the Protector. Right, I see. But right, we do see that is fort quickly going down. Trelena and Starlight chasing it. Apple also getting aggressive behind it. Is Apple playing very close to it, not wanting to get quite dove past and killed. So we can see they're playing much safer than the objective itself. Keep in mind, 8 seconds left in the objective. Not much health either, 13. But it will pop in just a few moments. There it is. Right, Ghost barely dodges that mine. Was about to go at least over this wall. But no, it does manage to go all the way around. We do see Imperius is getting chased down by Koala. They don't have level 10 yet. They don't have a great escape. All they have is spears, but they are making a great escape. Leap comes out, finds Sonya. I shouldn't have said making a great escape, because that is the Imperius going down, as the whole team of Cats on My Keyboard managed to find that collapse and kill. You know, we do see that it is the support camp being pinged. They are starting it. Ghost using that wave of force to clear the wave. I guess that must be why they call it wave of force. But no. We do see now the side of God of Mines are getting pushed into once again. Cats on My Keyboard really seem like they have their number this game, as they are backpedaling a little bit. Ghost throwing in some arcane magic missiles to add a little bit extra. And now 10s are through for the side of Cloud of Mines to have all their heroics. As we mentioned, various taunt variant level 1. We have Light Bomb on Anduin, which may be needed in just a few moments. We do see Blessed Shield coming out, Starlight getting hit by a follow-up stun. We do see Taunt coming out to PJ Reed, and we do hear Strafe going off by, Strafe going off by Vala. However, it does have to get out, and there is the Ancestral Healing. Meanwhile, we do hear Rafa Van Geris coming out from Imperius, not finding anything, and Commentator Odin was dropped in the process as well. Riptide chasing down the enemy team, and that's all the heroics we have. So we do have Protect being popped by Star Knight, does give a Taunt onto the Sonya, and Sonya's actually one to go down. We see Light Bomb finding PJ Reed, however, PJ Reed is going to escape, pops that iron skin. That hold your ground does so much. However, that is Tychus getting a little bit too overextended, and that will be Leeming finding the kill of them. Leeming having to get to an awkward spot, making sure they survive. Apple found with the Q as Varian has completed it. Does have it slow now. And that could have been much worse for both teams. Really losing only one apiece. Probably one of the better outcomes you could have. Ghost now overextended, does throw a W and a Q. However, Kian spears into them, but will not be able to get anything from it, as the team of Cats on My Keyboard did arrive before Cloud and Mines could, which is very unfortunate if you are Cloud and Mines. Fortification cap is up. Trelena is going to start shooting it. Meanwhile, we see Peach and Ruffian there to join them. We see it's quickly going down. It is down. Meanwhile, we do see the side of Cats on My Keyboard are pushing the Cloud and Mines fort. They are going, you know what, we pushed it like 3 times now. This thing is going down, whether it likes it or not, and they do indeed take it. Nice W from Chelsea, doing a little bit of damage here, doing a little bit of splash. I like it, I like it. We do see Ghost and PJ Red are doing a little bit of a run around.
Power routed to the terminal. Control it and you can pilot the protector.
Right, Apple and Co are rotating down. We see Imperius is a little bit out of position compared to the rest of the team. If he gets sniffed out, that may be a little bit of a problem for Kian, but no, it doesn't look like it, as it looks like Cats on my keyboard are a bit more concerned about actually defending their fort than getting a quick kill. Star Knight goes in, gets a nice taunt onto Joe. However, it is just a Joanna at the end of the day. It's not the easiest skill. Ruffian Deja, Kian gets onto Chelsea. Chelsea taking a lot of damage. And Kian misses that Wrath and Garrus and now is very out of position. Is getting a light bomb put on top of him, but no. That brief step onto it. Oh, 490 health. Barely holding on. Peach trying their best to help him stay alive. And they did so. But we see Camp is starting to get... Well, they're not quite going to pick up Camp yet. They're just around it, ready to go. Apple is going to start, however. All while Sonya has been channeling Objective. That was really a 5v4 in favor of Cloud of Minds, but they do manage to take Objective. Cats on the keyboard actually managed to take Objective here. Again, these bigger maps very much seem to favor Cats on my keyboard. Cloud of Minds liking those smaller ones. It may be something to note for later. Corrosive, you may better be making notes of that as well. Where we do see that Cloud of Mind's getting a little bit lost on these more open maps, but it may just be due to the bans that came out. Mainly because Star Knight is varying this time. I usually see them on, well, they're shown May, the last 2 series. But no, we do see it is going down. Chelsea does roll. Star Knight doing their best to get back on top of him. Chelsea getting very aggressive in positioning once again. That Beyblade running at them. But no, it doesn't look like they want to get taunted. But Taunt's only coming back up in a few seconds now. Bandwin does still have Light Bomb. Keep in mind, both frontliners of the Protector are in the actual Protector itself. If the side of Cloud of Minds just chose to go and backline, that may be a very good choice. But nope, they decide just to burn down the Protector. Protector not quite going down and opening up that bottom win condition, which people talk about is kind of like your main plan now. And we do see that gate is going down. And maybe would have liked to see towers being targeted by those fists. But even the gate makes it a little bit easier for them to get out if they end in a hairy situation, which I don't imagine there's too many outside of Junkrat that can do that this map. And we do actually have a 2-level advantage now, or 2.5 level advantage over the Cats on my keyboard. Cloud of Minds, what do you need to do to kind of get back in this is the question. Apart from get kill, because that is kind of always obvious answer. The obvious answer A is get sock, so they may need to stick more as a 5-man, 4-man here, get a little bit more aggressive sock. However, you need vision on the enemy, and we do see that Junkrat does get hit by Koala's leap right as they do jump, and that'll be Junkrat going down first. We do hear Chelsea doing that Beyblade, let it rip, and that is Tychus even dying through that 75 spell armor activatable that they have. We're still not able to survive that. Oh, jeez. Like, Neosteel coating is a lot of spell armor, 75%, but it was just still too much damage for them to survive. You can see Star Knight is even taking a little bit now, even under their own fort. PJ Red mounted, spinning in circles, not taking damage. No, they finally dismount, and they are going to consider stepping back up. Peach, Star Knight, Kian doing their best to ward off this side of Cats on my keyboard. And fortunately, they just do hold enough of a presence to do so. We do hear Star Knight and Peach clearing out the objective. Not the objective, but the wave that's pushing into them. They do need these as many of these waves as possible. Meanwhile, we do see Joanna and Chelsea clearing out that mid, starting to rotate down and taking out their... Going to take out their fortification camp? No, they're looking to get aggressive once again. They're looking to go onto that squishy line that is Trelena and Ruffin. Trelena, however, getting ripped to Blessed Shield on them. That will be a very dead Tychus. Yes, indeed it is. Ruffin, however, did get enough distance between them to escape. We see Star Knight taking a decent amount of damage in process. Chelsea does have that Manticore up. Oh, Ruffian is in firing range of the Li Ming. We can see they got one magic missile to them, but fortunately not too many that would make Ruffian go down. Right, Rhaegar can use Ancestral Healing in a few seconds. We see Star Knight is going to get that taunt off. Nice sleep, Koala. Koala getting a lot of damage on Star Knight. If we see actually that is the Ancestral going onto PJ Red. Kian once again not finding that Wrath and Geras. It is not quite working out for this game. We see that Rhaegar bites in. Apple does get hit by a spear, but Ruffian actually pushes him away. That Junkrat Concussion Mine almost causing more harm than good this whole series in general. What build are they? They are trap build, so they are at least that, not mine build, because I know mine build can be very anti-synergistic depending on who you're running with. And it does look like it's going to be a little bit of an issue so far for the side of Cloud and Mines. Meanwhile, Cloud and Mines are doing this. They are actually an even talent tier for the first time in a while. Sure, there's a 3 level difference, but at least something. Ghost is actually very overextended. You do see Star Knight is rotating down. They're not going to quite get to them in time. Instead, Chelsea's the only one stepping up. Star Knight, unfortunately, no charge there to get on top of him. A little bit too far away, but sometimes it just does happen. Alright, looks like fight will be breaking out soon. But if I was the side of Cats on my keyboard, I'd just say, hey, you can have the objective for now. We're just going to go get 20s, man. Like, we're not fussed by that. Kian is actually the one stepping out of position, and it looks like the side of Cloud and Mines have realized they're going to go try get 20s. We need to probably do something here outside of just park ourselves on objective. It looks like Cloud and Mines are going to be pushing up now. Ghost stepping on that thing, on that fort. Kian looking for a spear, but there are those Storm talents, and I'll cover them while they're pushing top. We have Ignore Pain on the Sonya. Leeming is having a good old think about it. No. Farsi is blessing Rhaegar. Telrush is Elements Leeming. Death Siphon on the Vala, and Indestructible Joanna. Meanwhile, we can see that the side of Cloud and Cats on my keyboard are just designed to push Cloud and Mine's forts. We see that Tychus is backed up. Kiana's there as well, helping to defend as well as they can. Meanwhile, they have abandoned objective bottom. They may as well... Oh no, objective did go over to them 100% on the projectile with 1 minute 40 left, but it's not really going to be used. That car is left in the garage and not going anywhere. It looks like that... Cancel my keyboard, just decide, nah, screw that, let's get rid of it, and just decide to burn down that objective. And before it could do anything, that Protector has met its demise. Alright, where are we going next? We see Ruffian is playing relatively safe. We're getting very safe rotations now from the side of Cloud and Mines. Right, let me close that. We're getting Siege Camp, or Support Camp, sorry. Not Siege Camp. Siege Camps are the 2 left and right most ones. We can see now, they're looking for a fight. They're actively looking for a fight. They have a 4 level advantage now. I'm surprised that Cloud and Mines haven't been able to catch out Cloud and Mines as easily as they have been. Oh, my shoulder. Star Knight in danger. Koala looks to see if they can get on top of him. Nope, there's a nice leap onto the... Oh, I was about to say, that's a nice leap. I don't know if it'll be a follow-up, however, we do see Koala backing out. We do see 2 heal camps down and a healing turret down. Healing totem down, rather. We do now see that as a nice triple kill from the side of Cats on my keyboard. And looks like Cats on my keyboard are looking to go in now as they're running down fort. They managed to find a 4th. Peach going down at the end there. Was it Imperious? I don't know. But it is, however, likely all she wrote for the side of... Cloud and Mines. As Cats on my keyboard have called the end and will be running it down just now. And 20 left, 10 left. GG call by Kian, and that will be the game done just now. GG's both teams. Well played indeed. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at our game summary screen. So, in terms of stats, we did have the side of Cats on my keyboard again taking it out. They did have more hero. They had significantly more hero damage. Vala actually popped off there. The next closest was actually Leeming on 62k. Then Junkrat on 39. So a decent difference between the 2 damage dealers of each team. Well, the 4 damage dealers of each team. In terms of soak, Leeming did actually have most soaks. Koala not too far behind. But then Imperious was a bit further off. And just, it never seemed like Cloud and Mines had the chance to get back in it. It was very clean ending by Cats on my keyboard. Other than that, well played by both teams. Let's have a look at talents. 86 stacks on Inver Rhythm. But yeah, they didn't even get their heroics, the Storm Talents. That's kind of what it was ending at in the end. Anything that stand out in particular? No, not really. It all kind of makes sense. Relentless Soldier, probably the one that stands out most, but excellent flex pick. And also Valorous Pursuit. Not often you see it, but actually is a pretty good talent to get on top of someone and actually get the kill on them. But right, that's going to be me for now. For the moment, what I'm going to do is go over here and actually show how that series went. And click that. Cats on my keyboard won it. So we do see Cats on my keyboard did win 2-1 at the end. Clouded Minds did take the first map, liking that smaller map, and were able to get that early advantage. Meanwhile, Cats on my keyboard did definitely like those bigger maps with those big objective fights, and were able to take it out in the end. So that'll be it for me for this cast. What I'm going to do is put myself on mute. I am likely going to do one more cast after this. I think I know what it's going to be, so I'm going to put myself on mute, put on some music, quickly check on a few things, have a drink of water while I get the next thing set up. So I'll be back with you guys, well, as soon as I can. So goodbye for the moment at least.